So we had that big old Sonic Nintendo Direct like thing, and we got a remaster of Sonic Colors. What do we think about this remaster, and does Sonic Colors actually deserve a remaster? Let's discuss right now. Hello there, beautiful human. How are you doing on this beautiful day? My name is RidersDX, and welcome to my channel, where today we're going to be discussing Sonic news. It's been a while since I've been able to do something like this, but you know, we have actual news now, so we can go ahead and talk about something. Now, I know there's a bunch of things I could talk about from Sonic Central, but this is the kind of thing I feel like talking about today, just because Sonic Colors has always been a very interesting game to me, not just in like what the game actually is, but its reputation within the fan base and the general public. And so Sonic Colors is a game that does get a lot of flack from the fan base of recent years for a multitude of reasons. It sort of was the start of a lot of things within the Sonic franchise that we're still seeing to this very day. And so once we saw rumors of the Colors remaster coming out, there definitely was a lot of mixed emotions and feelings when, you know, people caught wind of this game. And so once it was officially announced on Sonic Central, then yeah, this is an official thing and we've got something to look forward to for the rest of the year. You know, I was kind of hoping for a brand new game, but I guess that will come whenever it decides to come. So Sonic Colors is a game that I've actually defended plenty in the past and actually consider it to be my favorite boost game. I think it's a solid adventure. You know, it's got some really nice levels, it's got the general boost gameplay that we've come to know and love, and one of my favorite things about this game is the amazing world that's built. I love Tropical Resort, Sweet Mountain, Starlight Carnival. Pretty much every single level in this game looks absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to see it in HD remastered. And I know this is something that not many people will agree with, but I think the Wisp were actually a really good addition to this game, and they were utilized really well as well. They added a lot of different mechanics into the game and made it more interesting, and I just thought that yeah, they were utilized exceptionally well in this game, and I didn't really mind seeing them come back with future titles, although they definitely were not used as well as they were in Colors. I've actually played through Colors recently in its entirety for another video, which will be coming out in the near future, so be sure to subscribe if you want to check that out. But after playing through the entire game, it's actually not as great as I remember, and I'm starting to see a lot of what people are saying. One of the most common complaints about Colors is the fact that it's a mostly 2D game, even though it's marketed as a 3D adventure. And while I agree that that's something that's totally reasonable to be upset with, I also don't think that that automatically means it's a bad game. To me, if a game is fun, it doesn't matter what dimension it's in. And the 2D platforming itself is pretty solid in this game. I think there's a lot of great level design moments here that infuse that really great sense of speed and platforming at the same time. I think Colors does a decent job at making some nice 2D levels here. It's also got some 3D sections here and there, but they're really lackluster to be honest, because a lot of it is just moving forward, using that broken drift mechanic, and just nothing that's really nearly as interesting as what you see in like Generations, for instance. Some of the platforming in this game though is a little bit too Mario-like for me to really get into, at least with a Sonic game. Sonic's best when you have speed-infused platforming, and this game sort of has an issue where it created some levels that are completely speed and some levels that are completely platforming based. I mean, some of those levels where you're just on these like tiny little platforms above bottomless pits, they're not my favorite things to play in a Sonic game. I mean, sure, maybe it would be okay in Mario since it probably has some other mechanics to make it a little bit interesting, but here in Colors it's really not that interesting at points, and that's a shame. When the game does mix the two elements together though, that's when it's at its best, and that's when I have the most fun with this game. And so there's some moments where the game does really well and some moments where the game isn't as fun, and that's just reality of Colors in my eyes now. It doesn't help that the story has aged like milk, and I don't want to see any of this humor come back anytime soon. I mean, at the time it was a nice breath of fresh air, but looking back on it now, there's almost nothing that's funny about this game except maybe Q-Bot's voice chip. That's literally it. So I know I've been kind of negative about Colors up to this point, even though it is a game that I look back on very fondly, and a game that I still believe has some great elements. But does Colors ultimately deserve a remaster? Like I said, I do still believe it's a solid enough game that it does justify it. I also think it makes a lot of sense from a business perspective given the game's reputation with the general public. It's a game that a lot of people look back on and think, wow, that was one of the only decent Sonic games to have come out in recent years, which is a sad thing to say. But Colors definitely has that reputation to back it up. It may not have that reputation within the fan base itself, but a lot of people that are not really as into Sonic do believe that Colors is a good title and might pick it up just because they see it. And so I totally understand why Sega decided to make this game the remaster. There's also some reasons to be a little bit excited for this remaster because there seems like there's going to be some bonus content added into the game. We've seen some screenshots where Sonic has different clothing, for instance, and we also have this new Rival Rush mode where he actually gets to race against Metal Sonic and it unlocks bonus content in the game. So maybe there's some new bonus content in this game that we're going to get to see. I'm really interested in seeing what that is. There's also a possibility of a playable Tails, which is like the best news ever. I mean, one of the biggest complaints about these boost games is the fact that only Sonic is playable, and so if you can have a playable Tails, that would be really awesome. Hey, it's Riders from the not so distant future, and so I recorded this video on this day, and this is also the day that we also got some, I guess I'm gonna call it leaks, because I don't really think this is how Sega intended to release this stuff, because apparently some artists that worked on the game released some things that were a part of his portfolio onto the internet, and by doing that we got to see some new clips of the remaster. And I gotta say, you know, just looking at these things, it looks really good. Like, the game just looks so slick and clean, and the graphics, man, the trailer just did not do the game justice. This looks really good actually. I'm really excited to just see the visual overhaul of this game now. But the one thing I want to point out is the fact that we got a clip of the Tails icon over here, and we see that Sonic is the one that's being played, and so this would infer that Tails is not actually playable. But there are a couple things of interest here, such as the golden coins over here and that Tails head that's just floating in midair over there. So that looks really interesting. I have some theories about this. It could be that you temporarily transform into Tails and maybe have some massive flying ability that you can do, or maybe it's like a Sonic 4 Episode 2 kind of mechanic where Tails helps you fly and such. I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. It's clear to me though that there's gonna be some new stuff added into this game if it wasn't clear already, and you know, that's just exciting. I'm glad that they're not just porting it for porting's sakes. They're actually going to add some new stuff into it and make the game somewhat of a new experience, and so I don't know, I'm excited. I will be a little bit disappointed we don't actually get a playable Tails, but I'm excited nonetheless. Anyway, let's now return to the regularly scheduled programming. You know, just seeing some of these things, I do hope that there's some quality of life adjustments as well to make the game a little bit better. And if it's gonna be as solid as I have a feeling it might be, then I'd actually really love to see these remasters done with Unleashed and Generations as well. Unleashed especially is a game I think could benefit from a remaster, because I could definitely see them make some good quality of life adjustments with the game, such as, you know, eradicating the whole sun and moon medal requirement. That would be something that I think would make a lot of people happy. But yeah, I think Colors Ultimate is something that I'm personally looking forward to. I'll probably pick it up day one because I still believe Colors is a decent game, and I would love to see some of the extra things that they plan to add into the game. But I do hope that this isn't the only remaster we're gonna see. I do hope that Sega sees the value in bringing a lot of older titles onto modern consoles. That's definitely something that they should definitely invest in, especially when you got systems like the Switch, which you can take around everywhere. So it just sort of makes it that much more desirable to have these old games come back, you know, not just Colors. I'd love to see all the boost games. I'd love to see all the adventure era games too. I mean, we do have a Sonic Origins compilation coming out with the original classic games, and I'm really glad to see that they've not ignored Sonic 3 and Knuckles anymore. So, you know, the future is bright, I guess, in terms of Sonic remasters and ports. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you all think about this news? Are you all excited for Sonic Colors Ultimate? Are you all not excited? Let me know why or why not, and let me know what you think about the original Sonic Colors as well. What kind of remaster would you like to see in the future? You know, give me all your thoughts, all your uncensored thoughts in the comment section. And again, just thank you so much for checking out this video. I guess we will see what comes out of Sonic Colors Ultimate in the future. Alright, this is Riders, riding out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Special shout out to my patrons, Killer Lemurs, Team Rattle Sign Gamer, Johnny Hinton Ortiz, Timebender, Trash Q, Claw80 Floor, and Mass Muner. These are my patrons / YouTube members. If you'd like to become a patron or YouTube member and get access to a whole bunch of different perks, then please check out the links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.